Good morning, children. Today I will explain from line number 63, Antonio's speech, Act 1, Scene 3. Antonio is telling Shylock, albeit means although, I neither lend nor borrow. I do not have the habit of lending or borrowing money by taking what? By taking interest. Nor by giving of excess means I neither take interest nor give excess of money in interest. I don't have this habit yet. Yet means but. To supply the ripe wants. Ripe wants means immediate requirement. But to supply the immediate requirement of my friend Bassanio, I will break a custom. I will break a custom means I will deviate from what my custom is. Then Shylock tells Bassanio, or rather asks him, he means Shylock, is Shylock informed how much you want, how much money you want? Shylock says, yes, he wants 3,000 ducats. Then Antonio tells the time that he wants it for 3 months. Shylock here tells a lie that, oh, I had forgotten that he wants for 3 months. You told me so. You is referred to Bassanio. Means, did you tell me so? Well, then, okay. Now, then means about that. If considering the time, your bond means I have to take your security. And let me see. Let me see means let me consider it now. But hear you means you wait and listen to me. I felt, you have just said that you neither lend nor borrow. Shylock is telling Antonio that you said that you don't lend money in interest nor borrow money in interest. Upon advantage means on interest. Antonio says, yes, I don't use it, means this is not my custom. Then Shylock tells a story. Children, pay attention to this story. Abraham, he was supposed to be the founder of the Jewish community, the Jewish race. Abraham's son was Isaac, and Isaac's son was Jacob. So, Jacob was the grandson of Abraham. Now, this Jacob, in the line of getting the family heritage, the family money, he was the third possessor. Abraham being the first one, Isaac being the second one, and then Jacob. So, Jacob's mother wanted her son to get money. What she does, she sends Jacob to graze the sheep of his uncle Laban. Means she sends Jacob to work with her brother. Whose brother? Jacob's mother's brother. And Jacob's mother's brother will be the uncle of Jacob. So now look into your books. When Jacob grazed his uncle Laban's sheep, this Jacob from our holy Abraham, means he was a descendant from holy Abraham. Holy why? Because he is the founder of the Jewish race. Sorry children, he is the founder of the Jewish race. So this Jacob, as his wise mother wrought means manipulated in his behalf. In his behalf means for making her son's life fruitful. Why she wanted to make his life fruitful? because otherwise he was the third possessor of the property. So she had sent him to graze the sheep of her brother. Then Antonio says, what of him? Means why you are telling him about him? Did he take interest? Did Laban take interest like you? Shylock says, no, no. He did not take interest. Not as you would say. Not as you would say means not as you would describe. Direct interest. Directly interest means you cannot say that Laban directly took interest. But mark, note what, sorry, Jacob directly did not take any interest from Laban. But you note, you mark what Jacob did. When Laban and himself means Jacob. When Laban and Jacob were compromised means when they had entered into an agreement. Now, what was the agreement, children? This was the agreement. You open brackets. What was the agreement? That all the inlings means all the lambs, the baby sheep, the lambs, which were streaked and pied, which would be born. Streaked means striped, and pied means dotted. So, during the breeding season, all the lambs which would be born of the sheep and those lambs which were having stripes or spots, they would go to Jacob. That would be Jacob's property. Should fall as Jacob's hire means they would go to Jacob as a payment of the work which he did for Uncle Laban. This was a way to survive. This was a way to succeed. And he was blessed. Who was blessed? Jacob was blessed. Why he was blessed? Because most of the lamb born were either streaked, either striped, or spotted. And thrift is a blessing, and making profit is a blessing. If men steal it not, if a human being does not steal to become wealthy, then any other means to achieve profit is a blessing. Then Antonio says, listen, Shylock, this was a venture. Venture was an enterprise. This was an enterprise that Jacob served for, which Jacob had undertaken, and it resulted in his increase of property. But it was not a thing, not a work in his power. In his power means this work was not under his control. This thing was not in his power to bring to pass means this work was not under his control to take place. But it was swayed, it was decided and fashioned and directed. Fashioned means directed by the hands of heaven, by the will of God. God had wanted it to happen in such a way, so it happened. It was not Jacob who planned it, but Antonio wants to say that Shylock, taking interest is in your hand. This is not God's plan. Was this inserted to make interest good? Antonio asks Shylock the question that did you introduce this matter of Jacob's prosperity in our discussion to justify the reason of your charging interest? Or is your gold and silver ewes and rams? Or do you regard your gold and silver coins to multiply as fast as ewes means male sheep and rams means female sheep? Do you consider your gold and silver to be male and female sheep and multiply like them? Shylock says, I cannot tell all that. I make it breed as fast means I make my money multiply just like animals. But note me signal. But listen to me, sir. Children, I will explain till here today. In the next class, I will continue from line 94. Thank you.